Hello and welcome to Cutter Farms. We're back with another episode of UMRV, Upper Mississippi River Valley, and today we have finally finished up cutting the hay out here in this large field. Now the windrower and the baler are still working on it, but we're going to start by getting these guys off of the field and out into some of the other fields here to cut the hay there. This was the first of our fields that we decided to cut in the summer month here. We're hoping to get 3 cuttings of hay throughout the year, but we should be able to now split these guys up and send them off onto the different fields. We've got 3 more fields that still need to be cut, and 2 of them are actually pretty small, so it won't take but a minute for us to get through those. And then the other field we've got is over there behind the farm. Can't really see it because we're on the back side of this hill. But that one's a little bit bigger. We might actually run multiple machines over there. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of how we want to do that. Either way, we'll probably start this guy off on the closest field here just to get him out of the field and working on something productive. I do have the slurry spreader parked out on the headland in this field, but I'm realizing I can't really get him started until we get all of these bales off of the field, and the bales are starting to stack up. We've not kept ahead of the large amounts of bales that we have coming through, so I'm going to have to start working on that here in a minute. I did buy some new equipment for that, though. We've got a new Peterbilt 379 day cab by Northwest Mods and Edits to check out in the video today, so we'll be putting that through its paces in just a minute. First off, though, let's go ahead and see. We've also got to sell our soybeans today. We got up to 2,600, it looks like, and its price is starting to come back down. July is the max price a month for soybeans typically, so we'll get those moving in just a minute here as well. First off, though, let's see. We're going to create a job in the field that we're in. It looks like I didn't quite get into the field, so we'll move our field position. Course generator. I'm going to switch this from multiple tools to one tool, doing 3 headlands. So if I just invert those, I should still be able to use the rake and the baler here. Let's see. Looks good. And then we'll just flip this guy around. He's not quite at the start point. And if I fire him off just like so, we should be good to go. And then similarly, let's go ahead and get this guy over onto the other small field that we've got, which is over by the BGA. We'll drive over there and get this guy going too. And then similarly, I think we're going to try and use the same approach here. If we can create a job, he's in the field. And instead of multiple tools, we'll do multiple headlands. I'm going to assume all this other stuff looks fine. Generate. First waypoint, go. Looking pretty good. And then we'll jump back and grab this last guy. And we're going to take this guy all the way back up to the farm here and get him going on the field behind the house there. I was going to run or wait and maybe run all 3 machines in that field behind the house because it's a little bit bigger. However, looking at how much grass we've got left to rake up here with the other tractor, I think we'll be able to finish mowing before he's even done with this field, so we're not going to worry about it. So let's get this guy set up here real quick, and I'll be right back. And here we are off to the races. We've got all 3 of these guys set up with their own courses. Now, the downside of doing it this way is I will have to generate a specific course with the rake to be able to bring those all into the same windrow, since we won't have the ability to just reuse the same course on the middle track doing it this way. But I think it's probably worth it given that we've just got these 3 little fields. In fact, we may even just do it by hand. They're so small, it might not even be worth trying to use course play on at least the other 2 there. But we might do all of those by hand just for the fun of it. I haven't actually had a chance to run that machine much in the series here yet. And I'm going to take the slurry we've got all loaded up here across the road and just see if we can, well, avoid crashing into these barns. But I was going to say, see if we can make sure that that BGA is moving forward, since we don't have anything parked in front of it right now. I can't remember how full it is. There we go, all set up and unloading. I do have to leave it running to unload, that's all right. And now I think is going to be the appropriate point for us to jump into this new rig. Now this is a new mod, or a relatively new mod, new to me, mod that Northwest Mods and Eddie sent over with a my logo on the door. Always appreciated. I believe he released this sometime around Thanksgiving over on his Facebook group. So if you're interested in checking this out, you can find all of his mods on his Facebook group, Northwest Mods and Edits. You do have to join the group, but other than that, all of his stuff is there and available for free, and always much appreciated. He does an awesome job with his stuff. In fact, this other semi to my right and the pickup truck to my left are both Northwest Mods and Edits trucks as well. I also went ahead and picked up this nice flatbed trailer off of the mod hub. I forget who the modder is on this now, but it's in the in-game mod hub. It's one of the only nice flatbed auto load bale trailers that I was able to find there. So we're gonna take this out into the field and start loading some bales. It should hold a few more bales than the other one that we had. Not a ton more, but enough to justify the upgrade. And I'm really hoping that this semi gets jerked around a little bit less out in the field. That full bale trailer on some of these hills was getting to be a little bit dicey at times. And so I'm hoping that this is going to let me go knock out a few more bales per trip and do so a little bit quicker. There's our first layer. I think it does put some bales up on top of that section behind the cab of the truck here. We'll find out, I guess, in a second. We're at 12 bales so far. There we go. Yep, it's gonna load some up on the top section for us there too. I'm curious how many bales this is gonna hold total. I guess I probably could have looked in the shop or whatever when I bought it, or when I downloaded the mod. I wasn't really paying attention, but I'm assuming we're gonna get 3 high on this thing, and that'll be quite a few bales for us. The truck seems to be pulling this around and no problems out here in the field. We've been cranking away on this, haven't jackknifed anything or tipped anything over, which is always a positive. I don't know if we're not quite getting up to our top end of RPMs here. I don't know if it's got the oomph to do more. Maybe I should have got this thing an engine upgrade. I figured we're just pulling bales. We didn't need to do a lot, but it's doing its thing here at about 30 miles an hour, which honestly is probably as fast as we need to go out here in the field. One of the workers just completed its task. I'm guessing that's the mower. Not sure which mower just yet, though. Rather than try and, zigzag back and forth and get 2 rows at once, I think I'm just going to follow 1 row down here. And when we get down, we'll just kind of work our way back and forth. I can see the mower on the field to the left is still going, so it looks like it's this field on the right here. It stopped in kind of an awkward spot in the middle of the field there. Would have expected the end row to be, well, on an end somewhere, but I guess that's not the case. Now, our other trailer only held 30 bales, if I recall correctly, so we're already at 32. So we're definitely holding more, which is awesome. I don't know how many more we're going to end up holding here, but more is better. I am curious if I could get Courseplay doing a bale loading course with this thing. It's not a typical bale loader, it's just an auto load trailer. I'm not sure if Courseplay's bale loading mode works with auto load trailers or not. I've only ever used it with like the normal bale loading trailers, like the real bale loading trailers where you pick it up on the side of the trailer and it loads it and goes through the whole process. It'll be interesting maybe at some point to try it out. And there we go. We've got 42 bales on here, so that's a 12 bale increase over the other trailer, which I think is definitely worth the investment. I want to say that the trailer ran a little over 50K and the semi was a little over 50K, so 100K, maybe 120K investment, and we managed to get a little bit more efficient loading situation here. I guess the real test is going to be to see when we get this back up to the farm how the unloading works. I think it's using the same universal auto load script that the other trailer is using. So I'm really hoping that it just unloads these no problemo. I guess at some point I'm going to have to take a look and make sure we've still got room for more hay in this thing as well. I haven't bought silage bales in just a little bit either, so I don't think we're making much new feed at the moment. Let's take a look here. I'm going to get this unloaded first. Am I out of work mode? I think I am. Oh, we pulled a little bit too far forward. That's okay. I'm going to let these get sucked in, and then people have been mentioning that I should just put this back into operating position and then do it again. So let me back up a little bit. I guess I'm a little close to the silos as well. So if we go somewhere like that, and then I bring these over here and dump them, now it'll eat those up, and I can load and pull forward a smidge more than I was before. And then in theory, what I should be able to do is dump them off the side here and have it eat up the 3 stacks at a time. And then it would normally load up in the other trailer that I had. It would load front to back and stack them all the way up. Now this trailer doesn't do that, so this is going to be a little bit less efficient. The other trailer would stack them 3 high in the front and work its way to the back, and then you wouldn't have to use super strength to get them off of the trailer and stack them up over there. But I think this trailer, that's actually going to be less efficient since it loads them layer by layer. So it was worth a shot. I appreciate the comment. And then I went and messed everything up by switching equipment out here. That's all right. I think it's going to be more valuable to us to get them off of the field 12 at a time than to optimize our unloading process here. So let me go ahead and get this thing set back up so that we can just run back out into the field here and pick up another load of bales. And here we are right back out in the field. Gonna pick up a handful of these on the end to make our lives easier. But let's see how many bales we get on the way down. Should give me a good indication of how far we're gonna get. It'd be perfect if we got the 42 bales or whatever it is on just a 1 round down and back, but I don't think that's actually realistic here. So we're at 11 bales here. I did pick up at least 1 from another side path, so I can't count on that exactly for the math, but I'm guessing, if I had to guess, that we'll end up with 20 by the time we get down to the other end again. And that should put us in a pretty good spot to come down and back one more time and be at 42, or pretty close to it. So here we are, last bale. That's 19, although I guess I did take one of the bales off of this row when I did that, messing up our count. That's okay. I'm gonna jump over here. We want to stay on the next row over so that we're not getting too crazy. I don't know what's up with this one strip all the way down the field. It looks like our baler was off a little bit. I wonder if he was just got stuck on the side hill a little bit and it was not lining up right. I don't know what's up with that. We might have to come back and clean that up when we're all done with things here. Otherwise it may annoy me to see so much waste. And we're at 28, so I should be coming up a few short of 40 when we get back to the other end here, which is unfortunate. So we won't make it like an even number where I end up right on the headland with a full trailer when we get back down there, unfortunately. That's all right. We can just pick up a few random bales and haul it off. Everything doesn't have to work out 100% optimized all of the time. This is going a lot faster than our other setup, though. So I'm definitely liking that. I'm liking having a vehicle and a trailer with a bit more oomph to it. Seems to stick to the field a little bit better here with some of these crazy hills that we've got. So here we're at 38. I need 4 more bales to fill this thing up. I'm just going to circle around and take the bales right off of the end row here, I think. There we are, another full load. And I said I was going to take a look at this thing, and we didn't. Let's pop in real quick and take a peek at our production chains. Grass. Hay is almost full. We're not quite there, but we are completely out of TMR. And we don't have any silage, so we're not making any more, which means our food situation is going to start getting dire. And really, we're wasting time by not having silage in there to make more feed. I'm going to need more feed to keep this farm going. I think I've got right about enough feed to move us forward 1 month across our barns right now, which is a problem. We've got to get a little bit further than that. Although I do think August is when we can start making our silage come in from the cornfields. But let's focus on getting this part done first. Put it into transporting mode. We'll move these bales off the trailer. Drop them off. And of course, it got full. So we're going to go ahead and put this thing back into an operating position and get the truck out of the way. I'm going to put some silage bales down here. Get them delivered from the local farmer that's making us some silage bales. Let's see if I can remember how this works. Alt-Shift-S. We'll buy ourselves a nice solid 8 of those to get started. It's not a lot, but it'll get things moving again. We take a look here. Yeah, that's going to give us a whole 25 yards or so of hay space. Not enough to really write home about. That's okay. We've got a place to put all of these bales in the meantime. So I'm going to get this truck driven down there, and we're going to see if we can get that thing set up to store us some hay bales next, which should be pretty straightforward if I recall. Circle around this way. We can check on our last swather, make sure he's doing a good job here. Looks like I got a bit of grass being dropped all over the place out in this field. I don't know if that's leftovers from when we did the grass cutting before, or what's going on with that. A little bit surprising. Now, let me see here. I think that the way that this works is this is actually not where the bales get sucked in, this work zone out here. That's where they get dropped off when I unload them out of the shed. I think I actually need to get the truck a little bit closer to the shed itself. All right, we're gonna go right there. I'm gonna hop off, and we're gonna walk right on up to it. I'm gonna push R. It's set up for hay. Perfect. Storage is empty. I don't want this thing to cause problems. I don't think we've got that many bales just yet, but I'm going to back it up a bit because I think it does load back to front. And then we're going to do transporting position, unload, and I'm going to drop these bales right back here. Perfect. I should have left them on the trailer and then pulled forward. I think it would have unloaded them off the trailer. We'll have to remember to try that next time. Either way, this has got a much nicer zone for detecting the bales. I guess that's one thing I could do, is just modify the harvestor zone in front of it for the bales to be a bit bigger, and then we wouldn't have as many problems. Get him pulled out here, and before we take off, let's finish moving this thing out of the bale shed, just so I don't have to worry about it at all in the future. Got plenty of space in this other shed next to us. Can just back it right in here. This other field's almost done, it looks like. We're making lots of progress, so we better get this guy moving back out to the field, collect some more bales. And I'm thinking, actually, we need to get this soybeans moving. There's a few loads, I think, more than one load, I'm pretty sure, that needs to get run up and sold, so maybe we'll do that next. I will park this guy right over here for a moment and find a semi that I can use. I think we can disconnect the slurry semi from up here, and we'll use this one to haul some grain. I think this is pretty well filled up the BGA right now, so I'm gonna drop this off and we'll find a trailer to hook up to this guy. All right, now we've got a few different trailers available to us here. However, the one that's in there is probably, I'm gonna have to hook up to it anyway, so we might as well grab that one, I suppose. It's a little bit of a small trailer though. I kind of am wondering if I should hook up that big end dump trailer to move things out. Oh my goodness, these trees are something else. I think we are going to switch it out and get the end dump. I think the end dump holds quite a bit more. We'll find out in a minute here, I suppose. This one holds, I want to say it's just under 1,000 bushels. We're going to just bring it in here like I've got my other trailers all set up. It's the easiest place to park these. I could have just backed it in here realistically, but so much easier just to pull around the block real quick. And it's a tight fit there. I hate that there's these concrete bumpers in this thing. And the way the driveway is set up, and I didn't set this farm up, it's just so tight. And there's our soybeans, a little over 5,000 bushels. Let's see how many we can get into this trailer. It's a fairly large trailer. It may even be somewhat unrealistically sized. But we are going to take advantage of that and get these soybeans brought on up to the sell point. Oh, so we're going to come up just shy of or being able to get this done in 2 loads. That's all right. We'll make 3. Not a huge deal. And this is going to have to get brought out on the train. So I'm just looking at our options here. I want to say that it's, oh, there it is, railroad silo dump. I was like, I want to say I've got a point for it. So we're going to have this guy bring this down to the railroad silo dump. And we'll get a little notification when he gets down there. I'm pretty sure that that's going to require some intervention on our part once we get down there. I want to say he runs into something, but we'll find out, I suppose. And I can't remember if we've got other crops like sitting in that railroad storage building or not. Just taking a look here, it looks like our baling setup is just wrapping up the last row here, which is awesome. We're getting all kinds of work done this episode. So I'm just kind of tabbing around here. We've got this swather's finished up. This swather finished up. And then this swather got stuck on the side hill. So let's go ahead and jump in here and help him out a little bit. I'll put this down, get a good running start at the side of this hill, and then fire him back off. Things should be working here. Just got a few more passes left on this, so not too worried about it. I am a little bit nervous about all this grass laying around. I suppose we'll see how the baler treats that when it swaths everything up and it's kind of in a mixed windrow. We'll see. But that leaves us back here with needing to get these bales off the field so we can get the slurry spreader moving again. Honestly, we could probably get the slurry spreader going now if we set up the course in a way that has it work from this side of the field to the other. But since I'm not 100% sure on how it's going to do that just yet, we might as well just take another load of these bales off before we start messing around with it. I can get about 4 rows of bales, a little bit more per trailer full, so that should only be a couple more runs with the semi here. Now I'm just looking to make sure I've got this in the right mode. There we go. And we're off by a row. Let's get over here onto the right up and down rows, and we should be ready to go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows here, and just kind of counting across 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's me missing a whole bale. That's 4 different trips with the semi, I think. We should be able to get this done in 4 trips. Sounds good. Let's get to it. sure where I got in my head this was going to take 4 trips, but we've just filled up the trailer a second time, and I've got, what, 6 bales left out here, which is awesome. We've gotten quite decent at running up and down these rows and getting everything. I had a few issues where we grabbed the wrong heading here and did a few loop-de-loops to try and get lined up with the bales, but that's all right. We're getting the jobs done here quite quickly now, and I'm going to see actually if I can swing myself into this gate. I know a few people have commented I really need to do something with this to make it more realistic than just leaving the gate wide open all the time. Our cows should be wandering out, but unfortunately, getting the terrain and stuff working, being able to delete the fences or move things around is a little bit tricky sometimes. I know there's the object hider mod that works sometimes on stuff like that. We might be able to try that out maybe at some point here. But for right now, we're just doing what works. I think the next series that I play through, I definitely want to do a little bit more of build my own farm. I think that would be a lot of fun. Let's move this into transporting position, drop the bales actually on the trailer so I can just pull through here, have them all get emptied out. Back up just a smidge so I don't run into this fence, and I think, there we go, we left enough room to get by all that stuff. And then I need to, what do I need to do? Go here, get this trailer all set back up to go pick up these last few bales. We don't have enough room to do the same thing this way, so we'll have to back up and squeeze our way out of here. I'm feeling pretty good about today. We got a lot of stuff done, most of our grass work done. We got a little bit of baling left to do. I'll probably grab some of these smaller fields off camera, maybe on camera. We've got to run that swather ourselves a little bit. I'm sorry. We got to run that rake ourselves a little bit. We haven't done a whole lot of that, so maybe we will grab at least the smaller fields on camera next episode here. What else do we need to clean up today? I do want to get the workers started on spreading all this slurry. We've got quite a bit of slurry out here, and we also need to maybe grab that baler and clean up a little bit of the headlands. Maybe I'll do that off camera. We'll clean up some of this that we've missed. We're going to need every drop of hay we can get, and there's a lot of little piles there on the headlands, so if I do a round around the outside with the swather, I keep calling it a swather, with the rake, and get those all into a windrow, then it'll be a little bit easier to clean up with the baler. So that's the plan. We'll do that before we take this bale trailer back up to the farm. So I've got all that work ahead of me. Oh, that's right. We've got soybeans that we told to go up to the train yard. I need to go and figure out what happened to that truck and see what kind of assistance it's going to need. So let's do that right now. And as expected, this guy is all sorts of hung up here, causing a traffic jam. So let's see if we can arrange this. Oh no, the train is actually here right now and I'm going to miss it. Oh well, he'll be back by the time I get this truck situated and I can remember where the train rental place is. I think it's somewhere back here though. Let's see if I can get up this ramp though. Maybe I'll put it down into first. We seem to be pulling pretty hard up this ramp. I'm surprised. There we go. You can do it. And I guess I should have thought about this, but this trailer is not going to work out the best in this building. I think we're going to end up hitting the roof. If I can at least not hit the doorway, I think it'll be pretty good. It's hard to tell at this angle. Looking good. If we just don't look, nothing bad is happening, right? I guess I didn't even think about the fact that we'd probably be selling our crops on the train like we normally do. That's usually the best price available. We could have hauled these all up here over the winter when we didn't have a lot of other stuff to do and not been trying to rush to get it done before the price drops down here. Well, that's, I feel like that's the kind of thing that I said last time when we hauled a bunch of crops up here to the train station. Well, one of these days we'll remember stuff like that. However, we should be able to get this guy back up to the farm here pretty easy if we take a quick look. I think I've got, yeah, a course around here, so let's go ahead and just run him back up to the farm bin site. Hit go. And this guy should be able to do his own thing and make his way up there without any problems. We've done this trip a million times, which I suppose leaves me the opportunity to come up here and we'll actually see if we can go clean up those headlands right now. I don't see a lot left down on this end, and not enough to justify running the windrower over it, so we're just going to take this right on up to the other end and just do that headland side. I can live with that amount of waste on this field, and we'll just go ahead and get this thing fired up here, drop it down, and see if I can manage to clean out this corner here. Looks good. Try not to make things too curvy for the baler. And I'm just going to run this all the way down the field here and see if we can pull all these little tidbits into a bit of a windrow that our baler can work with. Got too many of these windows popped up. And then I suppose I can also drive the tractor over here and bring it down this one row that we seem to have missed halfway through the field. I don't know what happened with that, but we'll pick that up as well. I don't think it's going to be me, but you know, part of a bale when it's all said and done. But I've got to drive back from the other end of the field anyway, so we might as well be picking up some hay while we're doing it. Now I'm just looking down on the side of the hill over there. There's a few other small places where we seem to have missed, you know, part of a line a little bit. I'm probably not going to worry about it unless we're at a point where we're like 10% of the way from getting another full bale or something like that. So let's drive this across the road. Now I got to get these swathers out of the field and everything before we go out there and start doing our stuff with the rake. But I figure we might as well just get some of this equipment moved out of the way, get it moved into the next field over. Give us a good opportunity just to mix things up here a bit and have our equipment out of the way. I'll probably do these jobs a bit later though. We've got a lot of different stuff going on right now, trying to finish one field before we move on to the next. And then just looking at this thing, it's at 47%, so we're gonna take this down to the, I was gonna take it down here and grab that one row that seems to be missing. Let's see if we can find that one row. I don't think it went all the way down the field though. I think it's only up on the side of this big hill over here, because I'm not seeing it. There it is. I think this is it right here. So we'll go ahead and get the baler turned on, get lined up. Got to drop the baler down, and we'll pick up a little bit more hay here. Not a lot, like I said, not even a bale's worth. This is going to end up being a couple of percent. Almost isn't worth the time it's taken us to drive down to the other end, the way this is going. 52%. Yeah, so this took forever, and we ended up with about 20% of a bale. Crazy. All right, well, it's hay is hay, and I'm just going to lift this up. I'm going to take this down here a little bit further, see if I can get lined up with the end of this row. I don't think I went this far down with the rake, but I do see a little pile right here that seems to be in line with where we need to go, so we'll grab it, and I'm gonna pop this thing down into 7th, see if we can handle this hill a little bit better. We are gonna have a fuel problem in this tractor soon. We're gonna need a little bit more diesel to keep moving. That's all right. We can take it back up to the yard here in just a moment and get it filled up. I suppose actually we could probably get away with baling one more field with this, since these are smaller fields, and then we'll take it up to the yard and fill it up when we switch to that field behind the house. So we're getting a lot more hay off of these little clumps at the end rows than we did on that whole strip down the field, surprisingly. We're going to come up right around getting this bale done. We're at 95% right now. We got a few little piles here to grab. And like I said, if we don't quite get our bale, we can always go to the other side of the field and pick up a couple little things there. But I think we're just going to get it perfect. Love it when it works out that way. And I'm going to unload that bale right here, and we'll pick it up on the way down with the bale trailer. I'm going to go ahead and, I guess I don't need to fold this up. We're just going to go across the road with it. So let me bring this guy down here, and we'll get him all set up to hop across the road. We'll get our manure spreader moving, and we'll wrap things up, I think. I think that's about all we got left to do today. We're full up on digestate here, which is perfect. I'm going to just move this guy out here into the field so that I can get a good start on this job. And just because I'm curious, I want to make sure we don't have any outdated data on any of these fields. I know that was the problem when we got going on these smaller grass fields here a little bit ago. And I guess we better come and get this bale out of the way since he is starting down here. Oh my goodness. Please don't run into our bale or cover it in poo. We're coming. We're going to get it out of the way, I promise. Just a second. Oh my goodness, this worker has no respect for the boss. All right, we've got the bales picked up. We're in a really good spot now. We've got our next, I guess, filler jobs going with the manure spreading here now. And most of our hay work is done for the summer as well. I'm just going to bale this stuff up, which won't take that long next time. So we've got that going, and I suppose I'm going to have to finish selling off all of this grain next episode as well. We did not plan ahead very well and get all that hauled up. It looks like our semi is actually stuck here on the farmyard fence. I'm going to have to sort all of those things out. My goodness, it's always something here on the farm. I'm going to bring this right in here, though. We might be able to unload this into the harvest store in just a bit. I've got to get a little bit more silage going into this, too. Oh, my goodness. So many little things to keep up with here on the farm all the time. Yeah, he's stuck. He's just going to keep trying to drag my fence post over. Come here, bud. There you go. There you go. It's okay. However, I think this is going to be a great place to wrap up today's episode. We got a lot of projects done or moving forward. I'm really liking the new hay setup. That was way more efficient than the last several times that we've cut hay in those fields. So now I'm going to be able to just go around here real quick. We'll probably try and use maybe Follow Me with the baler, and we'll just hit those up manually, these small fields next episode. That'll be fun. I haven't played with Follow Me in a while. And then we'll jump into silage harvest soon, I think is the next thing we've got on the calendar. Just taking a look at the growth calendar. We're waiting for these to turn dark green, so I think that's going to be in August here, maybe September. We'll see. But we're already in July, so this year's flying by quite quickly here. Yeah, I think that's all for today. Kedrick out.